Well, it's Sunday. It rained pretty good last night, but Saturday I painted the frame, got this all painted. That's the right way to go. You don't want to miss anything. Getting all that rust. But painting it all, you can see it's still wet because of the rain last night. I worked all the way till it rained. But getting the back all done, mounting, getting this reverse light all fixed and getting that crown on there, that really works out pretty good. But as you can see, the frame was real important to get done. And that way it looks sharp. I waxed this, but the rain really brought in the dust too. But you can see how it looks when it's all nice and painted. But it should be done once a year. It's painting the frame rail, so it covers it all. This here automatically lubes the whole system. That's a really nice setup. I got that all cleaned up. Even the Zerk fitting with the valve, that was all really messed up when it comes to how dirty it was. But I glued that reflector back up, so that's legal now. That was pretty important. And put the fuel cap on, but I still have to work on this tank. It looks pretty bad. And the door trim going around, and that looks really nice. Really is sharp with the door trim. The blinkers too, you can see what I was talking about with this kind of chrome trim around. Really is a touch of class. Really looks sharp. I really like the blinker chrome trim. And the vent itself for the sleeper. You can see how that looks now. I have two things to decide what to do when it comes to these clearance lights. You could buy these trims around the clearance lights. You can see what that looks like. I put in the fog light trim already because that came in. The headlight trim didn't, so you can see what the fog light trim looks like. That looks really sharp. It's all about polishing this bumper. I did wipe it down, but it needs to be polished. So you can see these fog light trims. And then putting the yellow tint on. That should work out pretty good. But I don't know about these clearance lights. I got an option of putting the clears on or putting these tints, but you can see the window trim, that's real important to put that up. I went higher on this side. It'll stay put. But without this side trim, that other trim is to replace that. That was the 21 models. The rain itself really got things a little dirty, but that's the trim itself for the blinkers and the sleeper. It's all about that. And then the def, that was a nice project. You can see the chrome. This chrome cap is really sharp. Really pulls it out, and I put that chrome cap over that nut. Everything else is polishing that tank. And then you can see when you walk by, it looks really nice and elegant with this def fuel cap that's chrome. That's really nice. It's pretty important to look at the attention to detail. The fuel cap, same way. It's all about polishing this tank now, getting all this crud off and getting it back to a mirror look. So you can see my work today, plus the interior too. I got to work on getting all that done. But I'll show you what I got when it comes to the choice of this clearance lights, because to be honest, I don't like it. It's too square, but sometimes it'll grow on you. can see my project on the inside, but first I want to show you what these lights are. See, it's got a chrome around the trim. That looks really nice. So you can see the crown lights with that trim are going with the LED clears, and putting that up all the way across. That might look a lot better. But with the trim itself, I went ahead and got that just in case I like it. It's a lot easier. You just got adhesive that you take off. Well, it's all about these lights on top, or the ones when it comes down to what I got up there, just to look at it. But yeah, I'm supposed to get it where it's matching the mirrors and really pulling that visor to unified, because it was just a copper up there with the amber lights, and it was really not sticking out like the way I like it. But everything else here is inside, interior, so I could show you. The yellow tint, that's for the fog lights. It's only $6 on Amazon when it comes to the yellow, and the red will be for these lights here. And that tint there, it's only $6, but they give you a lot. For the doors, you can see the driver door and the passenger door. When it comes to the window, switch, locks, mirrors, all that stuff, it's really nice to have that. It looks beautiful when it's all done. All the switches, you'll put the switch covers on that, and then you put your trim around the switch covers, and you have 4 switches here, and on each side should be 8. Then you have your emergency flasher button, so you have the trim on that, and then there's a pocket, and you put a trim around that. So there's actually 4. There's actually 24 of them. There's 4, yeah. And then you can see how many I got. The headlight switch, that's what you get. If you have fog lights, you want to make sure you get the ones with the fog lights. That's with the hole right here. That's the light you can see if it's on or off. But the headlight switch is really nice too. And the door handles. I got the driver, the passengers coming in. And you can get it all on Amazon.com. It's much cheaper. All your gauges, you want to put the bezels on it with the visor, and that looks really sharp. That's right underneath the radio. And with your trailer brakes, you want to put your trim around that, and then you'll have your vents itself. There's 5 of them, and that's these chrome vents. And you take the other ones off and put the chromes on. That's improvement that you do on your dash, and plus your dash mat, which I got. I want a flat black one. It's got a red trim on it, but that's the only one that I see right now. Well, that's the project I have for the inside. Everything else would be polishing aluminum and working on these crown lights to see if I should put these on, which I probably will. I think this will really pull that out much better and match the mirrors instead of just that trim. If the lights were clear, which I really wanted, then it'd be great. Then I put that trim around it. But this one here already has the chrome trim around it, so I'm pretty happy with that. And it's just longer work because of the wiring. But other than that, it's all about polishing the aluminum and seeing how long the Sunday is going to be. It's about 9 in the morning, but it was clean, but the rain really brought the dust in. And then painting these mounts too. See if I have some time today to get that done. But it should be a good full day today. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. And we'll see how this works out when it comes to truck 40. Alright, it's just a couple hours later. But I went ahead and hand waxed the tank here, so you can see how nice that looks. Once you hand wax that, that's the best you could do. We can't get a machine in there. And then this whole look here, and getting this trim around the body, this molding here, this fairing, back to black, it actually fades out. It takes a while to soak it all in, probably about 3 times to do all the plastic on this truck. It's got 500,000 on it, so you can see the person that before me didn't even touch it, just let it go all the way to gray. But that looks really nice. I just wanted to share that with you, so when you do a walk by, you can see how that def cap is looking really nice. Keeping it clean like this all the time, dressing all around here, making sure that's done. This tank here, you can see how it should look when it comes to cleaning all this crud off all the way around. It was black. It was really bad, but doing the tank mounts and the caps, the fuel tank cap, you can see how nice that looks, especially down here. It should always look like a mirror. You can put your hand here and you can really see the difference there, the reflection. Then far away it looks really nice. That's what it always should look like. Main thing about it is this cleaning up. You always have to wipe everything down when you fill up. So the crown here, the trim here, always looks that clean. That way no dirt and all that goes in there. It locks properly and seals up properly. But that's the main thing, is anytime you spill, wipe it down really quick. But the trick is this grinder. You can get it at Walmart. Make sure you get this kind of battery. And that way it'll heat up real quick, but you can set it down, let it cool, because it automatically shuts off. And then you can go ahead and do other things while it cools down and get back to it. So it's not one of those you plug in, but it's good when you're on the road, away from power and all that. You would use this grinder, use the yellow wheel and this brown bar and your applicator to put the wax on. That's the wax I use. And then using the 3 rag method, that's real important to do. Steel wool is what I used when it comes to getting all that black off. And going around with the screwdriver around the crown, scraping that all off to get that all done. But it looks really sharp now. I'm really happy with it. When you drive by, that's what it'll look like, that touch of class. And it really pulls everything else out when it comes to the frame black, all the caps. And of course, looking at the def fuel tank, that looks really beautiful now. I'm really happy with it. Just that little glance, and you can see that it really looks sharp with that def cap, the chrome. Really in love with that part. But anything else now is all about doing this next project. Then I got to go ahead and steel wool everything here, scrape everything off the cap, and then hand wax everything when it comes to the chrome polish. And that's my next project. And then of course when I have this chrome polish, aluminum polish, I'm gonna go ahead and do this front bowl guard, and that way it'll look brand new again. It'll look really nice. And then anything else afterwards will be painting these brackets, and that should look really nice. I'm in the process of getting the sticker off, as you can see, a little at a time, scraping it off, and then I'll use rubbing compound to take the yellow sticker off. And then the trim itself will go around the headlight here, and it kicks up a little bit here. It looks really nice. You'll see my last Cascadia like this, 2021, I did the same, even with the fog lights too. So it's all about one more tank to go. So you can see the aluminum. It's not that much. It's not like the 379 Peterbilt. So once you're used to that for so many years, this is really simple. And the Peterbilts, that aluminum is much harder. It's not as soft. It's very hard aluminum. So you really have to put some work on it. This here is more softer. It's a cheaper kind of aluminum, but it's easy to polish. All right, back to work. All right, I spent a good hour on this one. I actually had to use sandpaper, and the sandpaper I use is actually this black sandpaper. I use this first, and then steel wool. But the screwdriver I had to use just to get all that
the big thick layers off, and then sanding it down, and then steel welding it down to get all the scratches off. Once I did that, then it's all about polishing it with aluminum polish. And I did it 2 times. I polished it, and now it's back to what it should be. You saw that in the red Cascadia I had before this. I just hand polished it, put the cap on, fuel cap like that on. That's a plastic insert that goes over the fuel cap that you can buy. It's a lot cheaper than buying a chrome cap. You just get the plastic one. Just keep it washed, and when you fill it up, don't put it upside down so it doesn't scratch. Just pull that out, and you'll see that it'll look brand new all the time if you take care of it. Well, and that's it. Everything else is all about putting the dressing around all this plastic to restore it. That's the next project after I put polish on the bumper. And that looks really nice now. I'm very happy with it. And that way you can see, let's see if I can zoom in there. I know the sun's shining a little differently, but when you walk by you can see it really is sharp, just doing this kind of area. That's and all the way around, just enough so visually you could see that you polish it and take care of it. You're not doing the whole tank. But that's it. I did all the tanks. Everything else now is to sit on this little folding step here that I use. I put it on the side compartment, and it's good to have something to step up on. But I sit down and I will polish this whole bumper and go ahead and make it look brand new again. Let's see if I can take out a zoom there. That's the next project. It's all about sitting on the stool, and this is a foldable one. You can buy it at Walmart. I recommend getting that. You can step up and do your windows on the side and your mirrors, and it's all about doing the upper level with this. There's many times you'll need that stool. It's easier to get on with the engine compartment as getting on this step to the steering wheels. You stand on that. Many things, or just sit down and polish. You can do the rims doing that, going around. The older you get, the more you start appreciating these kind of fold up kind of stools, these steps. What I have to do is polish all this. This bumper should look brand new, and the big project would be painting these brackets. I should paint it black. I'm thinking about aluminum, but maybe black. Okay, got this bumper all done. Probably shines a lot better. It looks brand new now. That's the way it should look. These are probably about $800. It looks like I missed a spot right here. I have to wipe that off. But that's good. It's nice to have it shining. I don't know about those clearance lights, the crown lights, I mean. If you help me out on the comment section if you like that, or the clear LEDs with the chrome around it. But with the headlight trim, it might really look nice with the LED clears. Something I gotta think about. At least I showed you what it looked like. Another thing I did, look at that. This is the tri-pack exhaust for the heat. Polish that sucker so it looks brand new. That looks nice now. Seeing that you got the aluminum polish out, it's chrome and polish cleaner. You could pretty well just do your walk around and just hit all the aluminum. I have to do the same with this step. I only did it one time, but waxing all that. Well, it's really nice to get that all done. I want to make sure I get that spot I missed. But this bumper probably didn't look like this since it came out of the box. There it is right here. There you go. Everything else is painting these brackets. It might be better just to get a brush and paint it with the brush instead of spraying it, because you have to tape everything off. But it's all about leaning the bumper forward and do the whole bracket. Be better probably with a brush. It'd be easier. The right way to go is actually to take it all off, slide it out, and sand it, primer it, paint it about 3 times, and wax it. But brushing it with gloss black should be alright. Alright, I think I'm all done with aluminum polish. It's all about those crown lights, if I should change it. But this tank here looks really nice now. That's the way it should look. Big difference, huh, guys and gals. This here was something new, but it was good to do that. But you can see why you would want to hand polish the tank, because that little edge there shines, and then with that cap it really looks sweet. It's good to do that. That way this tank here looks really good. That's hand polished with that cap. It'll catch your eye. Everybody else has a blue def cap. And these blinkers too are really nice. I fell in love with those when I had the 2021 Cascadia. Put them on. And it worked out really good. It's just one of your walk arounds that you wipe that down too. Well, it's all about getting this plastic done. Really like the sleeper vent. That looks good. Plus that matches when you're looking at the def fuel tank area. Plus the spare tire, I mean the passenger tank that's right below this vent here is down here, so you can see how the uniformity, when you really look at this, looks really sharp. It really pulls in that touch of class. You don't want to go too much chrome. Only thing left is getting this chrome trim right here. Doing that, this whole line here will be pulled out, and then you'll pull that middle chrome out of there from the air vent or the air cleaner. And that'll look really nice. But it's all about dressing the plastic again. Get that back to black on bottom trim. Make sure you always do that. And bracket here, crown lights, and getting this sticker off. That's a lot of fingernail work there. It's all about getting that off a little at a time, but be patient, and then rubbing compound. That way you're not scratching the paint. And that should look really nice. It's actually it comes out like this, so I'm hoping that I can save this. If not, it'll go over it a little bit, and then it'll tuck underneath, and that really is matching. They have another chrome spot here for the tow bar hook, and it goes across here, and I just think that's too much chrome. You want the bumper to look just like this, just a little bit of that chrome there, and then the headlight will have the chrome too, so it won't be by itself. And I waxed these numbers twice now. I'm trying to get more chrome out of it, but I'll keep working on that. But other than that, you can see my little chores. Everything else will be doing inside dash, vents and switches and all that. I just got done painting the brackets here. I painted it black. I brushed it on. Put 2 coats on it, so it looks pretty good. That's the right way to go. I think black is the right way. Maybe the top caps might be better than these long ones, but that looks a lot better. Now the bumper looks good again. But that's the right way to go. I like that better. It really looked bad. But now the brackets are all painted. I used Rust-Oleum. Here's what I used. Rust-Oleum with the brush. The good old way. That way I didn't have to worry about overspray or nothing. Especially getting all the way in there without touching the paint. Alright. Now what to do is get the sticker off. It's another big project. I even did the handles too, so that's good. But now this bumper looks really nice now. like this bug screen needs to be painted. If not, it has to go all the way chrome. That's all about taking, opening up the hood and getting it from behind, disconnecting it and painting it gloss black. Maybe in the spring, but we'll see. Alright, next project. Alright, wrapping things up here. It's getting pretty late. 6:26 shows on the marquee. But I took that black paint and I went over back on the frame to touch everything up, especially where the rust marks are. But these mounts look a lot better now. You saw what it looked like before. It looked really bad. I gotta still keep scratching this sticker off. But let me know in your comments about these crowns, what I should do. As you can see, if that looks nice, or the LEDs with the chrome around it. But it's all pretty well a good weekend, especially the depth fuel tank. That looks really nice. But the sun's coming down, bugs are coming out. But I went ahead and steel wooled this whole deck plate here. And that way that looks nice. And I cut the edge so they're mirrors, and then steel wooled the tops so the deck plate looks good. And for the tri-pack, you can see I did the exhaust, polished that really good, steel wooled it, and then I put the aluminum chrome polish on that. These tanks are really happy now. It's probably never looked like this before. But that's the way it should be. But I have to go to Baltimore. I have to load tomorrow. It'll take me about a day and a half to get there. It's about 15-hour drive, 16 at the most. So you can see I can get there, but I'll stop. I'll get tint on the back. That's pretty important. And the red tint. And get some time to do the inside, get that all done. But this tank is really happy now. It is glowing. Probably never looked like that before. And then dress all this plastic again. It soaked it up pretty quick. But I really like these, the trim for the turn signals. That looks really sharp. And around the windows too, that's really nice. It's very elegant. Well, that's the way these trucks should look. I'm the only one, but I always put the Pride on here so when you go down the road it looks really nice. Get that bubble look out of there. That way you can see what a 2019 Cascadia Freightliner is. And that looks really nice. I'm very happy with it. Alright, get the bubble look back. But you can see that fog light trim really looks good. This bumper is back to brand new. Nice and chrome looking. But you can see what I got with those crowns. That'll be a good project. As long as I don't go through any rain. And get that yellow tint on there. I did buy that a headlight restoring kit. And that should be alright. And I'm going to do the headlights and the fog lights. Get all the bumps out. You can't really put tint over anything that's been nicked. It has to be a clean surface. My nose right here, there's a little damage there. That doesn't look good. I have to make sure that's sealed up so no water goes in there. If these headlights go out, then you have to replace the whole thing. It's all internal, it's all LEDs. And if it goes out, you have to replace the whole headlight. But that's what they do. There's nothing you do about it. But really happy with it now. We'll see how it looks when I go down the road, but that's it. Tomorrow it's all about going to Grande Cheese. It's probably about 10 miles from here, and then go to Baltimore again. I hope everybody had a good weekend.